So rumor has it Taylor Swift is approaching an album rollout. It's been a while. Last year, she put out the Tortured Poets Department album, which was dreadfully long. All of the songs sounded the same. But at the time, fans and critics alike theorized that the entire thing was not written about her longtime fiance, Joe Alwyn, that it was actually about her summer fling from 2023, the frontman of the 1975, Matty Healy. And now his mother, who happens to be a talk show host, has addressed her reaction to this short-lived relationship and breakup being splattered all over tabloid headlines and how she felt about that at the time. Her name is Denise Welch. This was her comment on Andy Cohen's show recently. Not being her mother-in-law, talking about Taylor Swift, is a role I'm glad that I lost. Not that I have anything against her at all. It was just, you know, tricky. Listen, you're not allowed to say anything, and then she writes a whole album. Matty is taking it all in completely good grace. He's very happy with his amazing fiance. And yeah, since the album came out, he has been engaged to a woman named Gabriette and seems to be happy. But yeah, she basically confirmed the rumors that Taylor Swift's entire 30-song album was about a 2-month-long relationship that barely even took, there was no, how do you get that much lyrical content out of that short period of time? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Out of 2 months?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna believe the rumors, but at the time I was like, that sounds like BS. She probably wrote it about the guy she was with for 6 years.
Nope.
Or
you can come up if you're looking for inspiration. Writing a song doesn't have to be about specifics.
Yeah.
It can be about general feelings, and if you want to find inspiration, you can find it in something as small as an exchange that you had that wasn't a full argument, just 2 or 3 lines back and forth. Like the song "What If I Was Nothing" that we wrote, that's about a conversation, and it literally was about, the whole thing came from just my reply to my, at the time, wife.
Yeah.
I was just I was like, what if you're wrong, about a specific argument, and it's that was just, then it was oh, hey, and it all just snowballed from there. So you can use almost anything as an inspiration for writing a song if you're, if you've got, some creativity and it meant something to you. So.
Well, what followed her situationship with Matty Healy was obviously her current relationship with Travis Kelce, which is still going strong. And the people who interpreted her last album as a sort of retrospective on Matty Healy are wondering whether this next album, which she is preparing to release, is also going to be about him. There is a new headline that clearly got fed to the media by representatives for either Taylor Swift or Matty Healy that says, Taylor Swift broke Matty Healy's heart, not the other way around. He got hurt. They say it's a horrible thing to have the most famous person in the world saying that your son broke her heart when it was the other way around, and then you can't even defend yourself. She's saying the mother-in-law stuff because that's where Matty thought it was headed. She's entitled to her opinion. So basically she used this album to drag his reputation through the mud falsely, when in fact it was her who kicked him to the curb in the first place. But now the rumors of a new album are confirmed seemingly by her filming a top secret music video in LA over the weekend. So covert that even the staff who were on set were not allowed to hear the song.
I imagine that Taylor Swift is pretty much the only artist who can actually afford to film in Los Angeles anymore.
Maybe, yeah.
With all of the being as cost prohibitive as it is.
Phil, can you help me understand how you can film a music video without anybody on the staff hearing the song? That seems...
You just need to know the lyrics.
Difficult.
I mean, it depends. I don't know what the video looks like.
Would they could they do it with in-ear monitors to hear?
I mean, I suppose you could, but at the same time, if you know the song and it's I don't know what the video is going to look like. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I could conceptualize it being fairly easy, especially if it's just her singing, because she's the one that she just has to know how the song goes.
Depends on what she ends
like-
up releasing.
If you ever, one of my favorite things to do is go watch behind the scenes, like sets, like things in movies where they take place in nightclubs and you have to see a bunch of people dancing with no music. There's like strobe lights and it's just dead quiet. You can hear all of the
squeaking.
shoes squeaking on the floor as they pretend to dance to music.
I mean,
see, if they were smart, they would at least give those people like headphones so they could pretend to dance.
It is called acting.
Yeah.
Even when you're shooting a video, it is acting.
Now, reportedly, there is a docu-series soon to be released from Channel 4 related to Taylor Swift. There's no further details about what it's supposed to cover, but I think it's going to have a significant focus on her fan base instead of Taylor Swift as a person.
Okay.
Because they recruited some fans for interviews, and one of those fans shared her experience of eventually getting turned away by the team making this docuseries. She said, "Last year, I had an interview with Channel 4 about the Taylor docuseries. I told them how I connect to her lyrics and her writing means a lot to me. And they told me they were only interested in how much money I had spent on merch and tickets. When it wasn't a lot, they seemed unimpressed."
Yeah, they need like a solid marker for just how much of a super fan you are.
They said, when I said I only bought one copy of each album and I don't wear merch, and I was going to 3 shows for face value, they were like, "Oh, is that it? But you're a huge fan." I said, "Yeah, and I don't buy unnecessary things. Not everyone has the money for variants and to travel to her gigs. I was so sad that they measured how big of a Swiftie I was just by how much money I'd spent on her."
That is hilarious.
But they initially actually reached out to her because they'd seen her making TikToks about the Eras tour, and they didn't find the kind of freak fan that they were hoping to.
She showed up wearing regular clothes and not vintage Taylor Swift merch.
They were, oh my goodness, they're like leaking the emails from Channel 4. They said they were developing a docu-series for a major streamer with the hugely successful Chicken Shop date host Amelia de Moldenberg about superfans and fandoms. So maybe it's not even solely about Taylor Swift. It's more about fandom culture and like stan Twitter culture.
It's going to be
I find way more interesting.
Pop bass and pop crave.
I want to peer into the horrifying lives of people who spend 12 hours a day on stan Twitter.
Yeah.
Like that interests me far more than watching a docuseries about Taylor Swift. We know enough about Taylor Swift. I want to peer into the psyche of a stan. That is a true crime documentary.
It's not a good place to be. It's usually the times that I get very, very sick of the internet are anything to do with stan Twitter.
They're deranged.
Yeah, they
100%.
really are.
I mean, it's called stan Twitter for a reason.
Though if you want, look, if I'm guessing that if you're watching the show, you're pretty politically active. If you want a funny respite from your normal consumption of politics, go follow Pop Crave and Pop Bass and read the comments on their political posts. It is the funniest thing you will ever, like, you know, I'm the 80 IQ person on this show. If you're looking for the 65 IQ people, it's like, you know, so-and-so called Trump a fascist. Oh, he ended him.
Oh, she ate that up and left no crumbs.
And left no. It's very funny, and it kind of introduces you to a world that's far. I guess the consequences are just the same because those people can vote as well as you, but it is a far less serious world and a far funnier world if you go and read it. You just have to be in a good mood, otherwise it's really depressing.
They're usually like women in their 20s or 30s who act like 12-year-olds.
Yes.
But since you mentioned the followers of accounts like Pop Crave or Pop Bass, I'll mention one of the lingo terms that they use is like explain in pop terms. Anytime
I love that one.
That something is relatively complicated or business related.
If there isn't a generally understandable reason, like outcome, like if it doesn't say like Donald Trump did this bad thing,
if there's
then it
no
says
like
explain in pop terms.
Absolute correct like answer to a question, they're gonna say explain in pop terms. So I'm actually going to use that now, and I'm gonna ask Phil, if you could explain something to me in pop terms from your knowledge of the music industry. There was this headline: Taylor Swift's label UMG has filed to sell its stock market shares in the US. and that would include Taylor Swift since, she's on the label. Does that mean that she still doesn't own her music?
Correct.
Okay, so literally all of the Taylor's versions were just a ruse.
Well, no, the Taylor's versions are hers, so she owns those. But the stuff that was produced while she was on the record label is owned by the record label, and
right.
Nowadays what happens is there are companies that buy these basically the catalog for the whole record label, right? Mm-hmm. So they own all of the catalog, and they are usually some kind of money management account or something like that. And they buy them because there is a certain return that can be expected, so they can offer their shareholders, oh, we purchased this, and you know that you'll get this dividend because the value of this over the course of the next 10, 20 years can be estimated.
Okay. The last I checked, she was signed to Republic Records. She's currently signed to Republic Records, which is a subsidiary of UMG. And that's the record label under which she recorded Taylor's versions.
Does she own Republic Records, or is it a licensing deal where they own for a certain amount of time? Because that could be the situation where, so we have, all that remains
She
are...
doesn't have her own record label, it says.
Okay, so our newest record, we have a licensing deal where a company has licensed the record, and there is a certain amount of time that they have the license where they can, put it out and do stuff with it. But at the end of the licensing deal, we own the record. So it'll come back into our, we'll own the whole thing.
Well, I guess this means that, eventually Scooter Braun could, buy Republic Records, and then she would have to make Taylor's version of Taylor's version.
No, I don't think that. More than likely, it's a licensing deal. And if anyone were to, the cost of buying something like that is usually more than a millionaire can afford, right? Because you're talking about dozens of millions of dollars for a catalog like that. So,
not sure what Scooter Braun's net worth is, but I'm guessing it's in the triple-digit millions at this point.
Maybe.
I could be wrong, but you can never trust those estimates online.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media, and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.